Chris Sims, former NFL quarterback, from his Unbuttoned show, talked about his takeaways from that Browns-Bengals matchup.
The run game of the Cleveland Browns and the defense of the Cleveland Browns, with a scramble from Deshaun and one or two good throws on a sloppy day. But really, the defense was the story. You know, the Bengals had no answer. First off, disappointing the way their offensive line looked. You know, again, you just go, man, they're going to be better this year, right? They got Orlando Brown. Things should be better. And Zadarius Smith and Myles Garrett looked like they were in the backfield a ton.
Yeah, it's a rebuilt defensive line a little bit.
It is.
For
Dalvin Tomlinson there in the middle, certainly. Maybe one that I didn't give enough credit for. And then, hey, the two corners on the outside, they look like they played really good football. Newsome and Denzel Ward today. I mean, we never saw Burrow or that offense get in any rhythm or look even remotely good. Burrow, the ball slipped out of his hands a bunch. You know, he threw some wobblers. That happened to Watson too, but it really happened to Burrow.
He was wearing a glove by the end of it.
He had to put the glove on.
I was like, oh, Chris is not going to he hates glove guys.
Well, when it rains like that, you got to do whatever you can to figure that out.
No, you would never put a glove on.
I wouldn't have. No, I'm not. I never would have.
You have more pride. You have too much pride.
With the glove, actually, I'd be worried about it. Like, once that gets wet, the ball becomes even more slippery, right?
Fred, when you look at it, the Bengals' offensive line, I don't know if you got this sense. They looked confused. They had no idea who was coming, who was going, and that's kind of the way Jim Schwartz wants it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen clips at our site. Jake Burns does a great job breaking down film, and he showed that one with Miles right over the center, swagging back and forth, and they didn't know if he's going to go left or right, and he went and he ran right by the center, and it's like Schwartz is going to do that, and he's not going to relent. That's why they have a deep group. They've drafted two kids, a defensive tackle in the 3rd round, a 4th round, and they were inactive. So the Browns are finally developing guys, and they don't need them right away. And so they got waves of players that they're running in and out. And I just think that, there's no reason that will slow down. I don't know as much about the Steelers' offensive line, but I haven't heard as many of the names with them that I did with the Bengals. They went out and got Orlando Brown, and they moved their left tackle, Jonah Williams, over to the right side, and they had some other veteran, presence in there. And yet the Browns, they knocked Burrow down like 10 times. They only had 2 sacks, but they pressured him and hit him 10 times. And so he had to get rid of it. Part of it was he had to get rid of it so quick before he wanted to, why his longest completion was only 12 yards.